Alright, and here we are in match 1. The Little Alex 25 versus iRunWell in our Sunday night, like, regular tournament. Regular decks, no restrictions, except we've been having some problems with Druid. Every time a choice card comes up, the choices tend to hang on the screen pretty much till the end of the match. So we're banning Druid for the time being until I figure out what's up with this bug when I'm recording. But, yeah. We got 5 players tonight, so we're not going to be able to bring every single match like we do sometimes, but it should be pretty exciting. iRunWell is a new player here coming down to join us, and he's also going to have some pretty basic cards because he's just joined the Hearthstone scene. So wish him luck and see how things go. And we look down and we can see Alex's decks have improved. He's got himself some epic cards now. Looks like he's got an idea of what he wants to do with his warrior. And yeah, this should actually be a pretty good battle. And there is the Whirling Zap-O-Matic. So our new player, this is a card that he's obviously instant added to his Shaman deck, seeing that it can be pretty effective. And we'll see if Alex wants to play the Bouncing Blade here. I don't think he does yet, but he's going to go for it and try and get rid of the... Oh, that's unlucky. He takes out the taunt, but the Whirling Zap-O-Matic lives, and it lives strong. And it's going to do 6 damage right here, for sure. Nope, let's see if Mr. Miles figures out the best play here. And he goes ahead and makes a totem. And there's Alex is going to load up the Heroic Strike and get rid of this Whirling Zap-O-Matic. Make sure he hasn't got any more of that to worry about. Armor up a little bit. Now it's back to iRunWell, who is looking like he's hurting a little bit for minions. He does have a couple of options. I think he's just going to go ahead and get these guys on the board here. And that's a card you will pretty much never see these days in play, which is, I always thought that this card wasn't actually a terrible card, Razorfen Hunter. I think, considering how strong some of the 3-drops in the game are now, I doubt they're ever going to change it, but this card would be super awesome if you summoned a 1/1 boar with charge. If that was like a charging boar, I think this card would actually probably see a lot more play, just to get that ping off of it right away. In a lot of situations, it would be pretty useful. So he's going to go ahead and take that boar out, and I think he's going to just clear the totem here, yep. And that card, I just don't think that we're going to see a lot out of Totemic Might, but we'll see. We'll see how Ash decides to play these things. And he's thinking. He's got 5 mana. I think obviously here he's just going to go ahead and totem then after playing this card. He's going to clear off the Cruel Taskmaster. And Alex draws into Stormpike. Now what's he going to do with his 6 mana on this turn? He's going to use that to clear, I think. Just to take out one of the minions on the other side here. It does not gain charge from the War Song, though. That's one thing about it. So perhaps he wants to load up an axe and just start working his way through these feral spirits, spirit wolves. Yep, I think that's what he's going to do. Go ahead and pop the totem. All right, and takes out the other token with Inner Rage. So he's pulled the board back a little bit here. iRunWell is overloaded, so he's going to probably... is he going to play this minion, or is he going to totem first and see what he pulls? I think the play might here would be just to totem and then throw down the Flame Tongue totem and charge up the Spirit Wolf just to do a bunch of face damage. Or even clear the Warsong Commander. See, if you totem first, then you're going to know if you get the health totem, and then that will be, you could attack the Warsong Commander and know that you're going to heal back up at the end of the turn. And now Alex has a decision. I mean, he's got 7 mana. He's going to go ahead and armor up first. I think he's going to hack through that Spirit Wolf. And, I mean, Stormpike, what's this guy going to do for you right here? He doesn't clear off the Harvest Golem. I mean, he does help clear off the first part of it if he trades also with the Warsong, but that's what he's going to do. He gets the healing totem there. Looks like he's going to drop the Windspeaker. And even if he plays Windspeaker, I think his best choice here is going to go ahead and be to play that Axe and clear off the Warsong Commander as well. So I think you go face with the Harvest Golem and then finish off the Stormpike. And he does that. And let's see if he loads the Axe to kill the Warsong. No, he does not. I wonder if he's sure of the function of the Axe yet. And we see an Ogre Warmaul. There's a card you don't see every day. So which way is he going to play it? I think he wants to clear off probably the Harvest Golem first and then go ahead and he's going to do it that way. Try and take out the Windspeaker, but he missed. And that's the problem with the Warmaul. It's sometimes going to make you miss and you're going to hit a less critical target. So see, he's got a lot of spells in his hand, and I think that with this deck, I mean, he's surviving so far. He's got the health advantage, and he's really not in a terrible spot. But he's starting to run out of minions, and there's an Ooze, and that's going to take care of that Axe for a second, so that's a pretty good play. Still with 4 mana behind after creating another Life Totem. Here he definitely wants to clear off the Warsong Commander. He does that. And with 4 mana left, there's not really a great deal he can do with the cards in hand. He's going to go ahead and pass his turn. Well, that's a pretty good pull for Alex to cleave. See if he can take out both. Wow, he does. He takes out both the minions there. That's pretty strong. And Gorehowl, he's going to use Gorehowl to face it, looks like, and just go ahead and use the 1 charge from it. So I'm not sure if a lot of people would play it like that, but it seems pretty effective right now. It doesn't look like the Shaman has any healing in hand. Yeah, he does not have any healing. He's got a butt ton of spells right now, though, and really nothing to play them on. So I think best play here is make a totem, throw the Flame Tongue down in between them, and kind of go from there. In fact, if he throws the Flame Tongue down and then plays Totemic Might, that would be pretty solid. No, okay, well, he's going to go ahead and use some burn on the warrior's face here. And he probably wants to be careful. He doesn't know about that Mortal Strike card. There you go. There's the Flame Tongue Totem. And now would be a great spot for Totemic Might. Just to make sure that these don't die. And he doesn't. I think he's going to wait and see if they survive a turn first. Now Alex could throw down Acolyte of Pain here and Bouncing Blade and probably get some serious card draw off of it. Which is a pretty decent way to refill your hand. Instead he's going to armor up and pass his turn. I think considering the options, I mean obviously he doesn't know what cards are in iRunWell's hand, but at the same time he's running out of cards, and Bouncing Blade on a board full of totems is never going to be like super efficient. So probably would have been best to play it there, knowing he's going to be able to get some draw off of this Acolyte, hoping maybe to get 2 or even 3 hits onto it before the Bouncing Blade stops. Go on. I know what card you're looking for. Sorry about that. I'm sure you guys just hear me sucking on my water bottle. And there it is. He finally plays a Totemic Might. That'll get those nice and healthy. And it looks like he's going to go for the Bloodlust, and I think he's probably going to clear off the Acolyte. Or let's see what how the math works out here. He's got 3 plus 3, that gives him 9 damage. And can he play Wind Fury? No, he doesn't actually have enough to play Wind Fury, enough mana there. But he has got the Warrior all the way down. So we also see the Acolyte get frozen. It does aid a card draw, and Alex has drawn into some really, he's got the Black Knight here. Unfortunately, there's nothing taunted up. Having said that, he is not really in a bad spot. He just needs to stabilize now. I think he's going to throw down the Bouncing Blade. He's just worried it's going to kill the Acolyte before it does any other damage. I think I might throw down the Black Knight just to get some board presence here. Instead he goes Bouncing Blade. He's going to get a card draw off of it. And he can load up his axe and take care of the Searing Totem. And with the Searing Totem, if he does that and wipe it off the board, then really iRunWell is not going to have. He's going to need to draw into some minions. And we see here, I don't think I would use Execute on that Healing Totem yet, but he's going to go ahead and do it. Knowing he's got the Black Knight in hand, I don't think we're going to see. Well, we still don't see a minion in iRunWell's hand, so he's going to have to just keep making totems and try and get by. In the meantime, Alex has actually got a pretty decent minion right here, and he's probably going to draw into more. I know he likes to play. He has got some big minions in his decks. Instead, he pulls Heroic Strike. This one might be worth saving. He might just toss it on top of the axe and do 7 damage to face. Although at this point, I'd probably just keep it in hand. I think his best play here is to armor up and just drop the Black Knight. But he's going for it. And in fact, he doesn't drop the Black Knight. He's going to hold it back and wait and see if iRunWell drops a taunt. He's managed to armor up to basically 9 health total now, and he's got iRunWell down to 14, who continues not to draw minions. And that could pose a problem. And we see another cleave. That will take care of the one totem that is threatening, and he's going to keep holding back on the Black Knight. I think he's just basically figuring, eventually iRunWell is going to drop a taunt, and we don't see a taunt. In fact, we see a card that is really going to help do some damage here, and the Black Knight is not an answer for this card. So it looks like iRunWell is about to take back some of that early game momentum he had. And that was the incorrect play, throwing Ancestral Healing onto the totem. Well, possibly. I mean, now Alex has a spot to drop the Black Knight, and that's going to get rid of it. But he's in real danger now. I don't think he's got any more answers. He got 6 plus 2 plus 1. He's got 9 damage on board, and Alex is going to have 11 health effectively once the armor's up here. So it's going to be real close. But where we see iRunWell holding on to both those hexes, it's going to be, looks like it's pretty much about over now. Now, see, this is kind of a mistake that if you want to clear the frogs, that's fair enough. But at the same time, I think even if you're going to make these frogs here, I would have gone ahead and done all my face damage first and then made the frogs, knowing you can clear them next turn. But this should just about do it. I don't know if Alex has any answers in his deck that are going to be able to come back from this. Did he forget to attack with those minions? I think he did. Oh, no, that's right. He just cleared off the frogs. And that is about the best pull he could hope for. He forgot to armor up. No, he does armor up. Okay, there you go. iRunWell draws into his own taunt. Ascension. And how is he going to play through this? He's trying to figure out, I think, if he can break through the taunt and still strike the final blow here. Let's see how he can do that. He's got 7 damage right there, but with the axe, popping the taunt, yeah, he just can't get through all of it in one turn here. So he's going to have to be patient, drop the Senji, and I don't know if you want to use the Manatide Totem here. So he's going to go ahead and do it. And we just got a report in from our first match that Katabu beat the Mighty Owl 2-0. And that is a win for iRunWell in his first match ever. His first game, first win. So we'll carry on into the next game of this match. And if you guys hear that stuff going off in the background, it's not gunshots. I don't live in that bad of a neighborhood. It was 4th of July yesterday, and people are still firing off fireworks. And we're just still waiting on them to get going here. I'm pretty sure everybody is up to speed on how the rules work. I just might have to remind iRunWell, seeing as this is his first tournament, that he needs to switch decks. And we'll see if he's got that. Yep, and yeah, we have iRunWell. He's just checking to make sure how this tournament works, what his next step is, and we're just letting him know that he's going to pick his second deck now and continue on with his match versus Alex. And everybody just stand by if you're watching the video while we make sure everybody knows what's going on. And I think they might actually have to sort of unchallenge each other and go back in. We'll see. Sometimes it does that when you finish a match if you're playing a friend, and we've had this happen a few times in tournaments where just the match will end and I think somebody either clicks a button or just automatically kind of like knocks them out and they have to go back into it and start again. And it looks like he's getting up to speed here with what's going on now, and here we go again with our next game. Okay, and he is bringing the mage, and this may be the mage deck that I helped him build when he just started. So we'll see if it's reasonably effective here. And we see Alex is going to the warlock, which I don't know if I've seen him play a lot of this. So he's running double sacrificial pact. I think that's where he's going to be able to find his healing as the game progresses. And yeah, it looks like iRunWell is using the spell damage deck. He's going to go ahead and pass his turn here. Now is Alex going to play both these on turn 1? I think that's the play. I think just go ahead and coin out the Blood Imp. But instead he passes. I think I would have preferred coining out the Blood Imp as well, making sure that your Flame Imp is going to go up to 3 health and be able to stay alive for a while. I think the play there would have been to ping the Flame Imp, knowing that you could drop Arcane Explosion on the next turn. And where is he going with this? Oh, he's going to play Demon Fire onto the Imp. No, he's gonna tap. He's going to coin out a tap and carry on. I think I might have Demon Fired the Imp there and just made it big and strong and pretty hard to take care of, at least until iRunWell draws into Polymorph or something like that, at least maybe a Frostbolt to slow it down. And trying to target the minion with stealth is not going to work. So this is probably a good start. Go ahead and play 1 Arcane Explosion. Then next turn he can drop Kobold and do the other for the small board clear. depending on what comes out on the next turn from Alex here. But right now we don't see any minions. Now iRunWell weighing his choices, forgets to ping and just passes his turn. So that's interesting. Now we got the Demon Fire onto the Flame Imp, and that's going to be a pretty big Flame Imp. Now a 5/6. Alex is taking the lead here. And he's going to go ahead and polymorph that. And that'll be his whole turn. So we now move back to Alex. So I think he's going to have to tap here. He may Drain Life face. I've seen him make plays like that before. He's going to actually Mortal Coil his own creature and try and draw for cheap. And then he's going to tap again. And double Dread Infernal. So this is going to be a pretty heavy hitting deck if he can get those onto the board and have them last a couple turns. Dropping the Kobold. Unnecessary buffer to get rid of this Blood Imp, but at the same time, I think he just wants to get a minion on the board. He's going to go ahead and ping face now. And turn 5, I think we're pretty much certainly going to see a Drain Life on the Kobold here. And that's part 1 of it, and then the Flame Imp goes out, and that's going to gain health again. And I think that'll be about it for the Blood Imp in this match for his work. I think we're going to drop Dread Infernal on the next turn. That'll kill the Blood Imp, but then we're still going to have a 3/2, or even a 3/4, a 3/3 now, because the Blood Imp will get it and it'll lose one. So he'll have the Flame Imp and a Dread Infernal on the board after this. And I think what iRunWell, I think he does, he just wants to throw down the Water Elemental here. There's always a possibility to just go ahead and draw. But Water Elemental is definitely a fine play. You get a creature out there with high health that's going to be able to stall up some of the other creatures. And that's interesting. Pinging off the Flame Imp there, I think we're going to see the Dread Infernal drop. That'll put it down to 1 health. And unfortunately, Alex doesn't have enough mana to play Soulfire as well. Otherwise, he would have been able to clear off the Water Elemental. I have a feeling we're going to see a Flame Strike here. But possibly not. I think he could drop Ogre Magi, do the 2 damage with the Arcane Explosion, and then if he trades this into the Elemental, the Dread Infernal, then he's going to be able to freeze it and ping it off on the next turn anyway. That's probably the play. Ogre Magi into Arcane Explosion, and then finish off the Dread Infernal next turn. No, that is not the play. Oh, we'll see. Maybe he's got different plans. Okay, well, at least he got that frozen up now. So he's not going to have to worry about that. And we see Alex drawn to the Summoning Portal. So I think that's definitely going to get played. It doesn't really leave him with enough mana to do a lot else. I don't know if he wants to save the Kazan Mystic here in case he feels the Mage is going to put a secret up. And that is also an interesting play there. I think he's just shoring up his life figurine, just going to die on the next turn anyway. And then he Soulfires the Ogre, loses the other Infernal, and taps. I think I would have just gone ahead and dropped the Kazan. I mean, he's saving it just in case. He's playing a Mage, so obviously, you know, he's probably expecting a secret or two. Having said that, he doesn't know that iRunWell is quite a new player, and he may not actually have any secrets in his collection yet, so... And right, so far we don't see any of those. We do see a Boulder Fist come into his hand. I think he definitely wants to draw here. Considering the state of the board, I think he just wants to go ahead and throw down the Gnomish Inventor. There you go. And see what he gets. And that's not a terrible card. He's going to need that anyway. He might even use it to clear off the Summoning Portal here, coupled with the Kobold. Alex drawing into a second corruption. This is a card that probably is going to be reserved for some of the bigger creatures that he's waiting for to come out, but I don't know if you need two of those. The problem with corruption is that it's going to play, choose an enemy minion at the start of your turn, destroy it. So it'll live. It lives, and it gets to basically clear stuff, knowing that it's not going to live past the next turn. You kind of, once you've had something corrupted, you just want to go ahead and throw it into stuff. And get the most value out of it that you can while it is still alive for that one more turn. He's thinking. I think the play then here would be to ping the Kazan and trade the Gnomish Inventor into it. It's kind of a tough flame strike. I think I really would. I just go ahead and drop the Ogre, ping the Kazan, and trade. I mean, you don't know that he's holding another corruption right here. And you want to get as much stuff, like much of a board presence as possible. He's thinking about it. He's going for the Kazan. He makes the trade, and he is going to drop the Ogre. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see corruption on that. Oh, look. Alex has Twisting Nether. That is an interesting card. It's difficult to get great value out of it. I mean, some Warlock decks you plan on playing in a way that allows your opponents to build a board up sort of where you're not gaining much traction against them. But if you do sort of play that way where you're like, okay, you've got like a plan with your Warlock, you're trying to build up cards in your hand to make some sort of play, and in the meantime their board is developing fairly quickly. Coming in at turn 8, you can play Twisting Nether, and it just wipes everything. And it is really a cool effect. It's quite pretty to watch. Probably one of the better effects you get to watch in the game. We're going to polymorph the Black Knight, it looks like. I think this is probably a better spot for Flame Strike, because you Flame Strike there, ping off the Black Knight, and everything's sort of clear for you to go here. I think seeing that the Ogre is corrupted, he's going to go ahead and go face. And try and put as much damage on Alex as possible here. And he manages to ping off the sheep. Okay, well, see, the summoning portal still lives on, but we don't see many creatures available to Alex. He does draw into a Void Terror. It'd be nice if he got another summoning. So this is a tough spot with that Succubus there, because he's going to lose a card either way. And he can't really... I think he has to play the Succubus. Hope that he doesn't lose. Yeah, that's really the one he wanted to lose there, Twisting Nether on that one. Yeah, and then he can play the Void Terror, and I would have played it on one side of one of the creatures, simply because you want to be able to Sacrificial Pact one of your... You want to be able to Sacrificial Pact one of your demons there. You're so low on life. You know the mage has spells like Fireball, and it really depends on how... see, that's just not enough damage. I think he knows he can Flame Strike it next turn, so he's going to go ahead and put up the Ice Barrier. And if I was him, I would definitely draw here, which he's going to do. Give himself some options for the next turn. So now you need to not lose Sacrificial Pact. You need to play... You can't play that card. It's going to require you to silence one minion, and you definitely don't want to silence your Void Terror. I suppose you could do it that way. You could hit face here, silence the Void Terror, play Sacrificial Pact on it, and then play Succubus. That is probably the answer right there. You're not really going to get much more work out of the Void Terror, seeing it on 4 health, and also you being so low on health. I think that's really the play. Play Spellbreaker onto Void Terror, kill the Void Terror with Sacrificial Pact, top your health up, and then play the Succubus with an empty hand. And then you've still got 2 4/3s on the board, and you're back up to 14 health. I think he's found that play now. He's going for it. And that will shore him back up a little bit and give him some board presence. But we do see that the mage has a Flame Strike in hand, so that's pretty much going to be it for that board. And with 3 mana left, he can't play any minions, so he's going to have to go ahead and ping face and pass his turn. And we see these boys going deep into their decks now. Only a few cards left for each of them. There's a heal bot for Alex. And it looks like he might have stabilized here now. Yeah, I think if you're going to play missiles, you definitely want to get your spell damage minion on board first. And instead of missiles, really, you could play Arcane Explosion and do effectively the same kind of thing. Which makes it much easier to clear off this heal bot. And the Warlock is running out of cards. Drawing into a Cult Master, and see, all his card draw at the end of the game is really going to hurt him because he's going to go into fatigue quickly. And Sense Demons, I mean, I can't see what else he plans on pulling out of this deck. He does get one Void Walker, yeah, and then he's out of demons. So, Void Walker and Worthless Imp, which isn't worthless. It cost one. And I think, yeah, he's going to attack face with the heal bot. And that's pretty bad. If iRunWell knows how to play this and he drops the Ogre Magi and then just plays Arcane Explosion, that just is going to rip through Alex pretty hard here. And that may be that. That might be iRunWell taking his first match in his first little tournament ever. Is there another Twisting Nether in here? There is not. And I don't think, I mean, he's going to tap, but I mean, Shadow Bolt is going to get rid of the Ogre, but now he has a 1/1 minion and a Mortal Coil, and it's just not enough. We see 10 cards still in the deck for iRunWell, and he's got a healer, he's got more card draw, he's got more board clear, and he doesn't even need to play a Mirror Entity, and that'll do it. That'll do it for the first match. Little Alex and iRunWell. iRunWell taking his first match ever. Good job, sir.